We're now at the job site, and all these red cables, they're going to cameras within the building. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna rip out all of this and re-terminate it. This VioStar, or whatever the heck it's called, that's what the cameras were running off of, as well as this DVR, NVR, hike vision thingy. So we'll be getting rid of that. These screens we probably won't end up using. What we're gonna do, we're gonna put a backboard up there with a couple 2x4s to frame it in, and then we're gonna put an 8U network rack. So this is gonna take a bit to get it all up and then re-terminate it. So what we're gonna do now, I'm just gonna label these cables, and then we're gonna rip it off of the patch panel, and then rip the bracket off of the wall. Take all these patch cables out. They have this neck gear switch here, which will be coming down, as well as all this other gear. So I've taken the patch cables out of the patch panel, and now this is why we re-terminate, because most people, they have the shielding exposed. This could cause crosstalk, so we're gonna end up putting it on keystone jacks. We'll take off all these zip ties as well. They did put a bit of Velcro. As you can see, there's just piles and piles of cable sitting everywhere. There's this one cable that goes to this air system that's about 20 feet long, so we'll end up shortening that as well. Okay, so the patch panel is now down and the switch is out of here, as well as this other NAS that was being used as their camera system. We have all these cables right here that will be going back into a patch panel. One of these cables is for access control, so we need to put that back in. This DVR has to stay until we put all of our Ubiquiti cameras up, so we won't be able to clean that up right now, but we'll do that when we come back. So now we're gonna end up putting our 8U rack up. We'll mount the 2x4s as well as the back. Okay, so what we did here, we have a 2x4 and we're gonna be countersinking our screws. We're using some Tapcons. And this, I asked the community, the TeKnowledge World wide community, about how to do this the best way, because usually I get the electricians. If you wanna check out their group, it's great for low voltage help as well as network professionals. I will put links in the description below. Now we have the 2x4s in, and you can see that the Tapcons and our washers are right into the board. There's no screw hole hanging out, so we'll be able to put this backboard on nice and flush. This is the rack we're going to be using. It's an open frame 8U rack, so you can tell that on the sides they have the openings, and that's most likely where we're going to have to take the cable in, as we don't have much room from the top of the roof down to that little board that they were keeping the camera systems on. We now have all the gear inside the rack and our 2 patch panels put in. We were using purple keystone jacks, and this yellow one is for their access control. For the firewall, we're going to be using the UDM SE, and then for the switches, we have the USW Pros. Down below, we're going to have to put another patch panel and run some cables. So now we need to put the patch cables in and get this all livened up. And we are done for the day. The next video will be us installing cameras. We have a bunch of G4 dome cameras and 1 PTZ, which is going to be really fun to do. I need to get some DAC cables to connect these together. For now, we'll just use some Ethernet cables to connect between, and then we'll connect the UNVR with the DAC cable that's on top.